I got into a Genesis. This is luxury. Whether it's a sleek G70 or the GV80 with that third row, these are high-end vehicles with payments that actually make sense. Go see Michael. Tell him Sid sent you. Genesis of Brooklyn. Find him at genesisofbrooklyn.com.
This is a very exciting morning here at WABC Radio. Our Staten Island Ferryhawk baseball team has done something today which even got me excited, I got to say. This is a huge day. We want to win. And in the city, we're about to celebrate a championship team on Thursday. This Knickerbocker team built on grit, built on toughness, built on United being together. Our next manager, this man sitting to my right, knows all about that because that was his team back in 1986 when the New York Mets, our New York Mets, captured the heart of everybody in this city and won their first World Series. At that point in 17 years, the Mets had won in 69, not 53 years like the Knicks. But this guy sitting next to me was the epitome of toughness. That great second baseman, getting on base, not afraid of anybody. If there's a scuffle with the Cincinnati Reds, this guy right in the middle of it. And believe it or not, folks, he is now the manager of our very own Staten Island Ferryhawks, the great former second baseman of the New York Mets, Wally Backman. Good morning, Wally.
Thanks, guys. It's a privilege to come back to New York because there's never been a city that I ever played in that's like New York. And I came here for not only Gary's reason, not only John's reason, but I came here to win. And we're struggling right now, but we're here to win. We're going to make some changes, do the right things, try to get the community more involved. I'm actually challenging the community to come out and give us support.
They will. It's a great community. I know these guys all want to speak, but I did bring up the Knicks only because they just won. And you had a ticker tape parade, too. I was there, okay? Gooden wasn't. I was. I love Dwight. He's still a good friend of mine. So we're about to experience it again, but you experience it in New York, winning in New York. Maybe you'll be there on Thursday. You probably have to manage a game. What are your thoughts on our latest champions here in New York?
It's been a long time since the Knicks won. When I see them, and I watch the games, and I've always been a New York fan, and I'm from a podunk town in Oregon, but when I watch them come back from a 29-point deficit, I said, there's no way anybody's going to beat these guys. And it was a great team. It was a huge challenge. And I don't follow basketball as much as I follow other sports, but to follow the Knicks and see what they accomplished this year is it's tremendous.
And coming back, to remind you a little bit of the playoff game against the Houston Astros when Straw hit the major home run or the big one on that rainy night against the Boston Red Sox?
100%. There was on the 86 team, there was no quit. It was total grit, no quit. Didn't matter if we fell behind. We were there to win, no matter what. And that's what I seen the Knicks did this year to win a championship the way that they did. It reminded me a lot of the 1986 team.
I thought somebody else was going to jump in here at some point.
Hey, this is John Catsimatidis. I'm here, and we own the team along with the Yankees and some other shareholders, and then we're going to make a big comeback. We're looking forward to Wally being with us and picking the right players and well, if the Knicks can make a comeback, the Ferryhawks are going to make a comeback.
I think so.
Here, that's what it's all about, and that's what we're doing. And well, I love baseball. I hate to say it, I'm not a soccer fan. Baseball is my number one sport.
Yeah.
And from the time my grandfather took me to the New York Yankees in 1955, and we sat in the upper bleachers, and I got the nosebleed section.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mantle was up, and then later on, Roger Maris a few years later, and I was a baseball fan forever. And then when the Yankees called me and said, "We want you to be our partner in the Ferryhawks," well, I said, "Of course I'm going to do that."
Come on. That one's easy. So what, based on what John just said, he wants to win again. What are some of the biggest challenges walking into a team that has not been successful so far this year? I know you were a great player, you won a World Series, but how does Wally Backman make a difference right away?
Well, I think I'll change the attitude of the team, number one. But pitching is always the key, and we're working vigilantly at trying to get new pitchers. Unfortunately, some guys come into this league and they don't understand how good the league really is. And so you look at a lot of the pitchers that we have right now are a lot of college guys that weren't really good in college.
Oh, really?
And so, right now, potentially, since Gary and I have been talking, potentially I got 4 major leaguers that might come in here. 3 pitchers,
Wow.
a position player. His name is Jose Alexander Lopez. He either set the record in 24 for most consecutive hits when he was with the Minnesota Twins. We got a chance to bring this guy in, hopefully. He was currently in AAA. He's a big leaguer, and he needs to get back. He's from Puerto Rico, but potentially he would be the best. I would say right now he'd be the best hitter in this league by far.
You are a real baseball guy. So minor league baseball, for example, you've managed minor league baseball before. So you got to do a lot of sticky stuff because you want the kids to come out there and the families to come out there. But
It's affordable.
Right. And it's affordable, right. But you don't care about that stuff. Like, Wally, you're a real baseball guy. You're all about, we're going to win this baseball game today. I don't care if the kids have a good time or not. I'm sorry. We're going to win this baseball game today.
I want to win. I can't.
That's it. Right?
I want to win, but, like John said, it's affordable. We're going to get our players involved in the community, which I don't think they've done in the past. And that's something that
What do you mean by that exactly, though? What, when you say get our players involved in the community, what exactly are you talking about?
Well, go to schools, go to different places to meet and greet, go to reading clubs for the young kids, things like that. Those are things that with an affiliated team is required, and even it should be required in Staten Island too, for those guys to go meet those people, see the kids, try to get them out to the ballpark.
Yeah.
And like I said, again, challenge the people of Staten Island to come support the Staten Island Ferryhawks.
Now, what about your former relationships or current relationships with former Met players? So, not that it matters, but can Staten Island Ferryhawk fans count on a couple times this summer showing up at the ballpark and maybe seeing Darryl Strawberry or Dwight Gooden or your counterpart at second base, Tim Tuffle? I'm not sure which guys you like and which guys you don't, but can we count on seeing some of those guys?
Oh, I would guarantee some of them would come out. I couldn't tell you exactly who might come out.
That's
but,
great.
It's a big thing. We're a very tight-knit group from 86, and we do a lot of things for each other. We do a lot of card shows and things together, and might be speaking engagements, things like that. But we've been very close for 40-some years or whatever it's been. And we enjoy each other. We had our internal fights, but we were still brotherhood. It was still a family. And that's what we got to create in Staten Island is when you're with each other for 6 months, it's your brother, it's your father, it might be whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to have that type of mind thought. The chemistry of a team is very important.
100%. And now, just so you know about this guy, who I love dearly, John Catsimatidis, like a father, I love this guy. He's ruthless, okay? We have now been through 7 managers in about 4 years. So you won a World Series with the Mets, but if you don't win on Staten Island, he don't care what happened in 86.
It doesn't matter. I'm here to win. If I don't win, send me home.
He's gonna bring in the Mets. Us and the Yankees will bring in some Yankees too.
Yeah.
And I gotta make a thing. This year, the food is 10 times better than any time before. We have valet parking, if you could find a valet. It's, I love valet parking. You know why? I mean, I just want to park my car and go into the stadium and eat, and the same hot dogs you get at Yankee Stadium we have at the Ferryhawk Stadium.
How about that?
I love those hot dogs. I love that popcorn. And, play ball.
Play ball. So
Man.
what's the first order of business? I know you're going to the stadium later on this afternoon with Steve Klein, another great baseball guy, and Gary Perrone. What's your first order of business?
Well, the first thing is not to really address the players today, but to address them tomorrow when I got some time, because I don't want to really scare them right before a game.
Right.
Because I have high expectations for these guys, and they're going to know it. That's the first thing that I'll get across to them is what I expect. I expect the team. You're not going to win every game, but we will not get out hustled. And if we do, those players, I'm going to have problems with those guys, just like I did. I look back at the pitchers that I had when I was the AAA manager in Las Vegas. I had that whole Mets pitching staff. I had DeGrom, Syndergaard, Harvey. I had all those guys, Steven Matz. We were good. We were very good.
Yeah.
But they all went to the big leagues. But, I want to treat all these players, and they'll know I'll treat them just like they're a big leaguer if they conduct themselves and handle themselves in that manner. So it's important for me not only to win, which is number one on my list, but for these guys to be good citizens in the community, and get out, like I said before, and visit people and do different things at schools and stuff to get the community. I'd like to get the community really involved at Staten Island. So that's a challenge for them to get out there, support us. We're gonna show them good baseball, and we might show them some bad baseballs day to day.
We want to bring in the people from Brooklyn. You got you have a fast ferry going on now, and you want to bring in the people from New Jersey, and you want to bring. So if you come in from Manhattan, all you have to do is get to the ferry, and the ferry is for free.
Yep.
And on the other side of the ferry in Staten Island, it's 5-minute walk to the stadium, and you're not going to get a better deal in minor league baseball than the Ferryhawks, and it's a lot of fun. I also want to introduce Ed Cox, who's a baseball fan forever. Ed Cox is a member of our 5 o'clock team, and he's the New York State GOP chairman besides, but he enjoys baseball. What do you think?
Look, not only I enjoy, but our son enjoys baseball. He was 8 years old when the nitty-gritty Mets won the world championship. It not only captured the heart of New York City like the Knicks have now, but it captured the heart of our son. And he later, after he got a driver's license, he took me around to the minor league parks, going all from down to Louisiana up to St. Louis.
I didn't know that.
And
his son was only married to my daughter.
baseball is fun.
It is fun.
It is.
Yeah.
One thing more. Between the relationships we have with the Mets, the relationship with the Yankees, maybe we could get the Ferryhawks to play the Cyclones someday, and we have a Staten Island, Brooklyn.
I love that. Steve Cohen. Yeah. That can happen. Steve Cohen. That's Gary Perone's guy. So what do you think?
I think it's great. I think it's great that we have Wally here. It's good to be back with Wally again. And mentioned Brooklyn. We always had a good time in Brooklyn. That's the one thing that Wally brought to Brooklyn back then, which I know he's going to bring to Staten Island. We had a fiery team back then, and we won. I think going forward now, I think Staten Island is its retreat. But the one thing about the 5 boroughs, we know Staten Island loves baseball. And the persona that Wally carries is my next door neighbors. So my next door neighbors is just like Wally, being I love him. He met some of them last night. He took them around last night after our game to see some people, but we're excited about it. And the community should be happy. John, we thank you once again for everything you do for us and for Steph.
Well, we want to be the best. I mean, us and the Yankees, we are used to being the best, and that's our object.
No, 100%. I agree with you. I'll re-say it again that I'm here to win. I'm here to make it enjoyable. I hate to lose. You're going to see me get thrown out of games. You can YouTube me and see the things that I've done.
Yeah.
We'll get a fine jar. I already talked to the president of the league, Rick White. I said, Rick, you got to give me 5 or 6 easy ejections. But I'm here, again, I'm here not only because of Gary and John. I'm here to win. And I take the things that I've accomplished in baseball as a manager, I take a lot of pride in that, and I take a lot of pride in winning. I've won 8 championships over the course of my career as a player or as a manager, and I want to get number 9 here. Before I decide to retire, I want number 9 right here.
All right, sounds good. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the new manager of our Staten Island Ferryhawks. As he just told you, 8 championships, including one you may remember, the 1986 New York Mets, the great second baseman, Wally Backman. Wally, welcome to Staten Island.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?